How often has a video game hit you so hard in the gut that you start to imagine that you're in another country?
Oh, all the time.
Well, you better get that checked out, buddy, because you'll need to be in tip-top shape for the most insane video game of all time that has garnered such a reputation online, topping the lists of people asking, what video game has the worst voice acting? And no, don't start listing all those RPGs with voice acting that sound like a race car. Or even just people overacting, because I kid you not, I watched the stream and people said this was bad voice acting.
Those of you who joined us in Moonlight Town, we hope your preparations for the pilgrim's journey are...
You have not seen anything yet with this game. Because even when you see what the voice acting is here, and the whole situation and mystery about it, you will never complain about the voice acting in another video game. Because this is the voice acting in Chaos Wars.
I do feel slightly bad. I'm even considering apologizing. So it's just calm.
Look, this video is actually meant to be about some other game that people said there was bad voice acting, and I played it. Okay, but I'll get to it later at some point, probably. Oh, come on, man! This
Huh? Say that one more time! I dare you!
is nothing compared to Chaos Wars!
Excusez-moi?
You came to visit me for my help, correct?
Yes, sir. Excuse-moi, Emily will retreat.
You guys can wait on the couch over there.
I'll take your Tengayo away.
We can't stay in this alley.
No, really. It's great. I can't tense my muscles at all.
Without a doubt, this is the worst voice acting to ever grace a video game in the history of this sad little earth, and why it rightfully deserves to be at the top of the list. But what if, dear viewer, there was more to the story? Because apart from...
and passion.
We'll pass on the love and the passion.
It also is one of the most grindiest RPGs. Its art style looks like peak 2009 Tumblr. It having the weirdest lead up and localization, and the characters in this game are actually a crossover featuring series from Idea Factory, you know these guys, and Atlas Games, you know these guys, and one of the most beloved horror RPGs that every video essayist rite of passage has talked about it. Yes, this game has the Shadow Hearts characters, multiple of them, and they sound like this.
I'm starving too.
It's got it all! The grind, the low budget, the GameStop exclusive, and a tiny dash of nepotism.
Those words, is it possible to use them in a sentence together like that?
This is the story of Chaos Wars, and I will take you through this journey, through the madness and water bottles.
Oops. Someone's on the ground here. Bring some water.
But to play this PS2 game, a game that never released in my region, making it hard for me to do so right now, okay then. I'm gonna make a deal with you. You'll be okay with me, save scumming and using an emulator to beat this game for this review, right? While I suffer through the voice acting, okay? That sounds like a fair trade. I'll play the full game and suffer, but I'm allowed to use the emulation to the fullest, okay? Look at those viewers. They don't even know that I love games with crappy voice acting. Look at that Shadowfire. He doesn't even know that we haven't subscribed and liked the video yet. Okay, so I do want to talk more about this in the future, but I grew up with this.
I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan.
So tasty.
So I love janky voice acting, where companies would do whatever they could to butcher a product to sell it. It was what they needed to do in the 90s and 2000s to get Japanese media to sell in the West. So they would cut corners where they would reuse a lot of the same voice actors as, man, okay, I'm just watching some old anime and it's like...
Were you with your mommy or your daddy by any chance? Jelly-filled are my favorite.
You know, there's something just about these older anime that's so much more fun to watch.
Everyone, look at this! Look! Look at this program.
Look at what?
It can't be, but it is. Where did this come from?
So yeah, I would say I'm in a weird position where I actually enjoy cringe voice acting and can stand it. Like I would actually pick a video game purely because it has bad voice acting, because it adds so much charm to the game. I love seeing random voice acting clips like this.
Yes, fish. Are you okay? What you say? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Why would you do that to yourself?
What do you mean? I love it.
But this game pushed me to my limits. Okay, So let's see, what exactly is Chaos Wars? Why is it a crossover between so many IPs, and how the voice acting turned out like this?
So cute and soft.
Chaos Wars is a funny game, because IGN in their preview said, oh wow, look at this baby blurry IGN previews, oh it's so adorable, it's so cute. They said the voice acting is, rather charming. Rather charming? Rather charming?
I know you guys are having fun, but could you stop a sec and tell me why I am involved with this?
Well, yes, it is rather charming. Then they actually reviewed the game, and they said the voice acting was the worst thing they heard and gave it a 7 out of 10. Now, I tried so hard, but in the end, I could barely find anything about a 2006 obscure PS2 game. Bro, the internet wasn't even cool then. Checkmate Redditor. It was never cool. Like, there's only 5 posts talking about it. There are other things online called Chaos Wars, but okay. From what I found, the game was made by Idea Factory, who are known for JRPGs, who, well, all I can say about them is that they will hook you in with some premise, then they will be some of the most run-of-the-mill games with an insane difficulty spike halfway through. And you will still like them, because they are rather charming. Trust me, I've endured Neptunia hell, okay? I have played all of these games and not beaten a single one of them! But yes, for a 2006 PS2 game that focuses on crossing over brands that are niche even to JRPG fans, I cannot find much about Chaos Wars. Well, for starters, Chaos Wars is a PS2 SRPG game, top-down strategy with isometric views, as you can spin around 4 directions to look at a playing board and move a short distance like XCOM. And the story is pretty much these new original characters get whisked away to this world where the other crossover characters also end up, and you have to save the day, the usual affair. The draw being that people or fans of those characters would buy this game. Now, being made by Idea Factory, it has a lot of their franchises included, but you have other franchises like Gungrave, Shadow Hearts, Grow Lancer by Atlas, yet most of these never actually released in English, and even if they did, they are so niche the general population would not know about them. But yeah, looking into it, the people who made this game still work at Idea Factory 15 years later. Wait, it's not 15 years, it's like, 18? With the only notable name, the director, not having another credit to their name. Kind of a one and done kind of deal. And I really tried looking online about the game's development. Wait, you don't believe me? I found Chinese forums discussing it. This character is really vicious. Despair.
Sigh.
So it was announced in Japan in June of 2006 for release in September of that year. Yes, those were the times when games were just announced and would come out a few months later. And one note is that it actually got limited artwork by the one Kinu Nishimura. You know, the scrunkly Zero Escape artist.
Damn straight.
But yeah, I cannot find anything else about why they even made this game, who approached who thought this was a good idea, because even ignoring the Western localization with the translation and the voice acting, it's just an okay game. General story, combat is sorta unique, the standout being, why would you cross over these particular IPs? Well, turns out they actually did release a limited edition DVD that has developer interviews that I can totally buy a pre-owned copy right now. But then again, why would I do that? I wouldn't be able to understand any of it. So for now, the game has some mystery to it. But then, why is it so infamous? Well, for starters, the game just came and went in Japan, no real big splash, but 2 years later, it was picked up to be localized in the West. Well, one part of the West, the American part, and it was to be published by O3 Entertainment. And just one look at their resume should tell you everything.
This doesn't tell me anything.
So yeah, they didn't have a good track record with games, but this was apparently their big chance to make it big. A niche JRPG with niche crossovers. Yeah, that'll work! And so they picked it up for a USA release. And on the internet, you had rumors before this game was even announced before the release date, as Chaos Wars has Gungrave and Shadow Hearts characters. You know, games that did have niche fan bases in 2008. So there actually were people really excited for this game. There's like 20 pages on the forums of it. Is this going to be O3's shining moment in their catalog? Or will this project fall apart like Radio Allergy on the GameCube? What the hell is Radio Allergy? They even had other failed attempts at localizing games? And in case you're asking, all of the forum posts on Chaos Wars are either deleted by them or not saved on the Wayback Machine. But the fact that Radio Allergy still has a lot of posts, I kinda think O3 themselves scrubbed it down before they went. And what better decision to maximize sales? O3 made this a GameStop exclusive. Yep, a store exclusive game in the year of our Lord and Savior, the GFC. Yes, a GameStop exclusive, and it was funny because even O3 were coy on the details months from release in 2008. You could pre-order it on GameStop, but people were unsure of the version. It was not actually announced. Was it meant to be coming in a few months, but why could you pre-order the game? I have the import version, and all I have to say is, you guys better hope and pray that this is really coming out here, cause it is freaking awesome. Till then, an email to O3 where they confirmed its actual release, and people were hyped. Finally! Awesome sauce.
Well, I guess you had to be there.
Shadow Hearts fanboy right here. So anything Shadow Hearts for me equals insta-buy. I just reserved this game today. The guy behind the counter said, yes, I thought I was the only one to reserve it. So that makes 2 people for this GameStop that reserved it. Woot! But the distrust was starting to spread among the flock. I remember coming to this board when it first came out and the importer said that this game sucks. I thought they said it was very vanilla and by the numbers, sideways face. Maybe you were right. Either way, they said it was around the average game at best. Man, I hope this game has voice acting.
Listen, I gave.
And so the game came out. A mid-average game in Japan with questionable translations, but at least your favorite characters are in the game. And they spoke like this.
I tricked you.
And so the hype tumbled down with people confused and baffled, asking why is the voice acting so bad? And then I saw this. Sony's policy is that PS2 games need a dub. And I was like, what is your source on this? But they mentioned Yakuza 2 might get away with it, but Yakuza 1 had to have one, and we know how that turned out.
You mean? Yeah. Kazuma Kiryu-chan.
Mark Hamill!
I knew you were, Kazuma-chan.
So O3 had bought the rights to bring the super niche crossover game, then realized,
oh crap,
this is all speculation by the way, we need a dub to sell. This has to be a big hit to save the company that's in dire straits and to save costs. Seemingly, this is all speculation by the way, they hired people who had little to no experience, and because this game had so many voiced characters and based on people's examining of the credits, they found the CEO's name and that multiple voice actors had the same surname as him. And with the circumstance, I can easily see this being, you know, the CEO's son being used to voice act to save costs.
Wait. Just wait a second. Hey, listen to me, okay?
What a masterful gambit. It bankrupted the company. And even back then, people knew it was the family because of the credits. There was this rumor spread around it. There's no actual proof, but the circumstantial evidence is really high. The CEO literally went, okay fam, for this Sunday, it's a white family Sunday thing, I'm guessing this is what we do today. Instead of playing Cluedo, you're gonna voice this JRPG that I bought the rights to. Wow, father. And then when I'm 18, can I get access to the trust fund? And people back then were all over this. I honestly can't remember anything worse. It's like someone at O3 pulled rank and had their snotty teenagers sight read the script for allowance money. Only when I switched it to the Japanese VA did I get a good feel for the personality of the characters. Because side note, the game does have both audios on the disc. And the reply to this person, weeaboo alert! Not necessarily troll. I take any language, be it German, French, Spanish, or whatever, as long as it's better than that pile of crap that is the English VA. Someone's butthurt! You, apparently, for calling you on your topic. This message was deleted at the request of a moderator or administrator. And so the hype died. People realizing it's not a good localization. And worst voice acting ever? Good thing there's an option where you can turn the voices off. 4Kids redeemed! So yeah, with the game having no hype in Japan, and then being hyped over here only by niche crossover fans, the game was dead after people heard the voice acting and the translation. And O3 closed down. They were banking big on this endeavor, and what do they have to show for it? Well, on the Wayback Machine, we can see the final forum post on their website. A last goodbye from their CEO. Ahem. A lot of people experiencing premature hair loss merely resign themselves to the Van Leasing procedure, which is as inevitable as growing old. I guess they lost the domain name. And looking at all this, I still cannot believe the amount of gaslighting where the fans of games like Shadow Hearts were so hyped for this game, and they were just let down by the localization so hard. I kinda just feel sorry for them. They were so dearly hyped. And so with these money-cutting measures, Chaos Wars now lives in infamy for what happens when you have the power to get your family to voice an RPG and sell it to only GameStop to a hype crowd of niche gamers, and then it sounds like this.
I don't really want your twisted love. I really don't.
Stop it, Nicole.
So, Then, how does it play? What are you asking me for? Oh, right, I beat the game!
So stupid.
So, like I said, it's a RPG where you got turns to move your characters on a board. Not grid-based till you move a circle where you have a limit to move, like XCOM or the Weeb variant. World War I XCOM. And you see the turn list on top where you can then attack with moves based on the weapons your characters hold. So sword means sword attacks, book means spells, and they use up SP but you get it back each turn. The main gimmick is the realize function where this bar says it's 1, you can transform into a stronger version of yourself for a few turns, and if you have 1 bar again, you can use a super duper anime over the top move. And that's pretty much how you win most fights because, oh lordy, are these hard? Well, not hard, but more ladies are people who like what ladies like. Comment below. Do you like them long or hard? Dogs, I mean. Look at this goofy long boy. As in the fights are not hard, they're just long. They take forever. As in when you attack, you lower health, but like a fighting game, the enemy also has a red bar that you can refill their health when it's their turn again. So you gotta wipe them out in 1 turn or use these special skills to attack the red bar at the same time. Now these spells you can get from the shop or the other way is random. Yeah. When you use an attack, there's a random chance your character will use something else and replace that move. Like imagine you taught Pikachu Thunderbolt, but in one random fight, they randomly forget that and just suddenly use self-destruct. And you can never use Thunderbolt again unless they randomly learn it again. So to stop this, you have to physically lock the attack so they won't move in the pool again. And you can swap out moves in the prep screen, so you can swap them out to some of the moves they remember before. So it's like early game, you just gotta keep attacking and swapping out all these moves to eventually learn something good, then you lock that stuff down, quicker than you finding out your man makes 100k salary and doesn't spend it on gacha. That's right, I qualify for none of those 2 statements. Now you also get team attacks where if you have a 1 here, the character can follow up with their own attack not on their turn, which can help lower the enemy's health quicker, or you could have them use deadly attacks to knock off the red health bar. But then the enemy can also do this too. And with up to 5 people in a team attack, so if you get surrounded, oh god no, they're not wanting to watch you break dance! So the strategy ends up you ganging up on the enemy 1 at a time, then moving on to the boss character. You also have this poorly explained sun mechanic where I think enemies do more damage on the turn with the more sun, like reverse vampires. Then you have elevation on the maps, meaning some attacks can't hit, like here. Ref! Are you stupid? It's hitting the team! Red card, you can't do this to me! As each attack has like these 2000s PC aesthetic. But I'll go more into the gameplay mechanics as we plot along the story. Where in between gameplay maps you return to your base, and you can upgrade weapons and buy things to even unlocking characters, as yes, there are a lot of characters in this crossover and you cannot get them all in one playthrough. Meaning, they want you to replay the game.
It's unthinkable.
Then you can talk to them for some unvoiced ha-has, shelf to learn more about the franchises they're from, and that's pretty much it. Yep, you just got gameplay and grabbing the popcorn for the story. It at least felt unique to me in that someone who has touched upon various strategy RPGs with turn-based movement, like you're not limited to a grid and the randomness of the moves is interesting, but with how parts of the story lock you into certain characters that you have to use for the fight while the bench don't get XP at all, well, it's not that fun. You can grind in these maps with no story, but I mean, you're really just playing this for the voice acting in the story, which is amazing. But first, I have to tell you about this video sponsor. Okay, cool, everyone skipped forward ahead like 10 seconds, so now it's just us true fans. Man, Golden Boy was such a funny anime. Why don't they do more of that style with these shorter episode counts like the good old days? Well, before I get into the main story, I have to talk about the franchises that the games are crossovering. Because I feel I wouldn't do Chaos Wars justice if I didn't take a gander at who this bozo is and this bozina are. So I should at least play some of the games, then there won't be any spoilers. I'll just play up to an hour of each game to get a vibe of the characters, and just why, oh why, Idea Factory picked to use them in this crossover game.
No biting!
Now, this was the game that and I'm sure most of you know the most about. It's, in fact, my friend's favorite game, and I'm sure he'll be happy to hear this when I say I didn't like it that much.
Listen, I gave...
Okay, so it's a horror RPG where you get this incredibly dark cutscene with voice acting. As on this train, there's this guy called Roger Bacon using some spooky powers. to grab this girl Alice. However, our main hero Yuri busts in with his own powers and grabs her instead, being told to protect her. And the combat is, well, random encounters where you fight and do turn-based attacks, but it's like Mario and Luigi where you gotta do button inputs to do damage, and oh my god, was this timing so hard to work out at the start. Then you wander around with Alice and there's no voice acting. Yeah, Chaos Wars got some and this got none. Kinda feels unfair, right? And even then you still got Japanese voices in the battles. But even then, the vibes I get is that Yuri is just some horny dead guy with dad issues because he will not stop being the horny jokes and trying to hit on Alice. And she's those quiet anime types. But yeah, the low amount of voice acting on a PS2 game, the random encounters really didn't help. I do love the vibes though, and there should be more horror RPGs out there. Next on the list is Blazing Souls, with this guy, the red guy, being Chaos Wars. Now the funny thing is, this game came out in 2006 in Japan. Yes, the same year as this, but it didn't come to the West till the PSP port years later. So to be authentic for this video, I went and played the Japanese version of the PS2 game.
What did he say? What did he say? Was that about me?
And it's more like what I think Chaos Wars is, top-down, grid-based RPG, where you got turns to move and do attacks. And yeah, playing in English would have helped. I think the vibes I get is that this is a stereotypical cocky man character with an edgy, cool design. So I think I can expect him to be really cool in Chaos Wars.
In America.
Now this, I apparently have heard of because the anime is on my long watch to do list, anime list that I've had for years. And it is really high quality with a dub.
I don't understand. I resist this.
Look, adding voice filters is high quality compared to this garbage, okay? And Grave is like some super powerful gun guy, and the whole vibe is those old anime aesthetic mixed with Metal Gear. And the actual gameplay, my god, it's American as heck. Where you just shoot and bash people with coffins and shoot some more. And how have people not played this? And the vibes I get is that the Grave is just the coolest guy, and Mika is another one of those quiet anime types.
Atlas.
Now the intriguing thing about this to me was that it's the Atlas IP that they put in. You know, they could have picked from any of their franchises and they picked Grow Lancer. And actually a few characters from this franchise, and I didn't know any of this before, as most of the wikis, I feel, didn't actually play Chaos Wars, and they only reported on a few characters they knew that were featured in this game. As in, before I started Chaos Wars from the Wikipedia, they said there were only characters from these 5 games that were in the game, but oh man, there are so many more, including a ton of Grow Lancer 1s. But the first game never came out into the West on the PlayStation 1. But it has voice acting!
Oh, Oni-chan?
Oh no, not the Oni-chan! What the heck? This game has dialogue choices? Wow, okay. So yeah, because it was in Japanese, I was kinda stuck. I didn't know how to leave the town! So I couldn't see the combat, so I'm gonna show you some footage of someone else. Amazing. But no, seriously, this game really intrigues me. I think out of all of these, I want to take a more in-depth look at this franchise later on, because I still have no idea what I was doing, and then I just talked to this bozo and he just joins me. Like, how in-depth is this? It's like some NPC. So yeah, from what I know, the MC slays, and this fairy is like a helper character. And finally, Spectral Souls 2 on the PSP, which has no voice acting and the gameplay really similar to Blazing Souls. Without the top-down, the UI, the bar on the top, it feels like it has a huge cast of characters and politics, and it's a lot to take in. But at least I have an understanding of the base games. A lot of them are turn-based RPGs that are pretty niche, but at least I know how to expect some of the characters how they should act in Chaos Wars. If Idea Factory did their job of a good crossover and made these characters similar to their original games. And hopefully though, certain localizer change up the characters' personalities, because man, crossovers can actually be really fun. Seeing characters you love and how they interact in a new world and other characters and the setting, and buddy, do I have experience with that? So let's finally jump into Chaos Wars, a game that has all these franchises and more, and the best voice acting around. Well, as a game on the PS2, why did the logo go down? And we get hit with a collaboration project for the opening song in Japanese, which I'll have you know is sung by Sound Horizon, whose original song is being used in the game. But when this band sings for other IPs, you know, when they get hired to sing songs for other franchises, they do that actually under a different name, Linked Horizon. So yes, dear viewer, the opening song to the game Chaos Wars is sung by the same band as the Attack on Titan openings. You know these ones. Wow, copyright is amazing. I love not being able to show that off properly. Oh, pain, stop hitting me with the circles! So yeah, starting the game and...
Tiny and blurry!
Wow, okay, so I never knew this, but pressing F5 changes the interlacing from bouncy to normal. Yeah, I didn't really know this was a thing. Chaos Wars in 2 minutes. I'm learning so much. And we get the game volume that goes over 100. And this story has no relation to existing works. Yeah, that's great news for a collaboration game, huh? And also it's amusing to see that they have official art of the characters from the game looking all sleek and stylish. But then you got 2/3 eye-sized Buddy and the Cranium Joe here. Before the MC says the iconic line.
I had a dream. The mountain behind
Is that the Danganronpa intro picture?
It could not be found after looking for it all over the mountains. I cannot believe
Bro, what is with this translation? So there's like a light behind his high school and apparently it grants wishes?
Get away from the light! The light is bad!
It's cute that you have to have a reason to ditch school. I like it that you're earnest, even though it's kind of a halfway. Your mother should be proud of you.
Shut up!
Shut up!
So Shizuku, Hayatomaru, and Hyoma actually do find a cave near the light.
Wow, it's like a movie. Aliens could be hiding in here.
And all the while... Oh man, why is the music so jamming? And it's a computer which they touch.
What? It's moving!
Hey, what's this? Some kind of warning?
Just a little bit more oomph in that line, Shizuku. I mean, the text box is screaming. You gotta be yelling.
No time for jokes.
Oh, okay. As we cut to the other world.
Hi, Gate Master. Long time no see.
So this is Yoichi of the Ruin. Is that meant to be ruin? And this girl is a gate master, Rin Sun Road, and somehow Yoichi ended up here.
How did you open the gate?
You thought you were the only one who could open the salmon gate?
Using a salmon gate. He runs off as Rin has to fight the monsters with no voice acting.
Oh, thank God.
But then Hyoma ends up transporting here into battle and saves her. And the characters speak Japanese in the battle. You went out of your way to dub the cutscenes, but you couldn't for the battle quotes. What's even the point then? So you got the general battle where it's turn-based and you move on a circle on the board to attack. Rin is more the healer magic user, while Ryoma is the sword user. You can change these later with the weapons, as the spells you got are based on the weapons you hold. So pretty much you keep her away and heal, while Hyoma finishes the bird off.
Double kill.
So Rin says that we are in Endia, the end of the world. Well, not really, it's like a parallel world in another dimension, and she's a gate master, and only she can usually open the gates to the other worlds, i.e. the other crossovers. The characters we met so far are all original. Also, pretty cool auto animation that plays with the text, because yep, I ain't skipping any of this dialogue. But more birds attack, and we see Rin's friend Hiro, who is a knight. And knights are what Rin calls people who wind up here from the other dimension. And I call the bird in my backyard Day. What's the big deal? Hero is actually from Spectral Force. Did I play that game? No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, there's so many characters and they just start appearing and... hang on a sec. Well, we introduce ourselves.
Just like she said. How about you?
Kasaka Hyoma. That's about it.
So Rin is like, actually, you're stuck here, Hyoma. That light was a one-way ticket to Endia. But don't worry, we got, like, books and, birds?
I couldn't care less about that.
So Hiro joins us, who is another sword user, and that's one thing you'll know about this game, is that it's got a lot of sword users. Hey, wait, this isn't Chaos Wars. So we fight the bird and... Hey, did that chest move? So we meet Yoichi and his boss.
They're better than I thought.
You didn't really think a bunch of little bugs could actually beat some knights, did you?
Well, I wasn't expecting 2 new knights were gonna be here, though.
You aren't...
You want what? You want what? Rin, speak to me! So the Luan want to get the keys of Endia for their goal, but Rin is like...
Whatever reasons you have, you still can't commit crimes like that.
What? What's happening? Ridiculous. Is she trying to transport without a gate?
I can transport without a gate.
Hey, are you sure about this?
Not
Totally, but I can't think of any other way to get away from here. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry.
How can you be so calm? It better work.
I don't know for sure, but let me try.
That's not good enough. Wait!
Here we go!
And so as the gate master, Rin takes us through a gate and we wind up. Oh man, oh no!
Anybody home?
Let's just get going. We should get to the city before it gets dark.
Dark? Well, what do you mean?
If the sun goes down, it'll be dark, right?
What are you talking about? The sun never goes anywhere.
So yeah, India has like a permanent sun, meaning the birds don't sleep. Maybe that's why they're so cranky. And so they crash in this empty mansion. Jeez, the economy of this place is so messed up. And this becomes your base you return to after each mission, where you see 3 party members you can talk to for unvoiced dialogue and then learn more about the lore of the games, of the characters you just recruited in this bookshelf here. And we find a gate terminal where we can use keys to access the many islands in India, where we will also find our other buddies. So Hyoma is also like,
why? You don't like busy places?
I can't enjoy being around lots of happy people like this. I don't deserve to enjoy life.
You're being too complicated. Life is too short for that.
Are you living the life you want then?
None of your business.
Yeah, we'll get into it later, but he says he hates his current school life and that he kind of likes this place, you know, to change of pace. And then speaking of school life, we meet...
Idiot.
So he's your friend, right, Hyoma?
Do you know each other? Good grief. Can you help us talk to him?
Ha 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 ha. You guys are just a bunch of losers. Good night.
What? We've had it with you.
Now I see why he was disappointed to find him.
What? What?
Girl, what is your problem? So now we have to fight these knights where the game will have this spawn point each battle and you have to summon your derpies from there, while the enemy is usually spread out across the map. And the maps, I gotta say, I really like them, although some can be a bit confusing to look at and block your angle even if you spin it around. And then this map, like, what is with the depth perception here? But they feel like nice dioramas that your godly being is looming over. And so when you attack, just be aware, as long as the enemy has a red bar, on their next turn, they're gonna heal that up, leading to fights taking really a lot longer than they need to. You do get skills to help this out later on, or you could just find these skills randomly using that unlock random thing that has a deadly ability, which will attack the red bar. And then you're gonna make sure you don't forget to lock that skill so you don't lose it again. And we learn to realize that Professor Layton vs Phoenix Wright is a better crossover game. But realizing is the ability where you power up and your attacks do more damage. I think you take less damage too as your health increases, and you get access to a super strong move that if you have enough of this bar, you can use. Plus you also need SP, which at the start of the game, you're probably gonna lose more with each move than the amount you get back each turn. So it's like you can only do this realizing thing once a battle for now. And we win and meet the leader of the soldiers.
He's also a bit stubborn.
How did you get involved with this trouble in Sunroad?
Okay, I was not expecting that voice to come out of that character design. Did they think gray hair means old? Oh, kind, I know, don't go old on me, we haven't had a date yet! So the soldiers are the Kishidan, like a rebel resistance soldier group vigilante. I don't know, man, just some army. That means you have 2 adversaries, the Luan and the Kishidan. And that weird neighbor who keeps mowing his lawn at 8 AM on a Sunday. And we have to fight them, with Laru being the boss, who is way stronger and can also realize, and yes, all our allies can realize, even Rin, who remembers where she kept her staff. And yeah, when you attack, you gain permanent stat boosts like health, SP, luck, strength, etc. Mostly every turn you attack, so that's how you actually level up, and you level up every so often. It's like your allies will not level up unless they do moves. And they don't have to kill, it's just any action, they have to do something to help gain XP. Meaning to actually grow in this game, your characters can't just picnic in the backline and get experience. So what ends up happening is the characters you use are the ones that you always use to attack, since they are gaining the levels way more quicker. And yeah, after this, Laru gives us the key, which makes Rin very happy.
Are you sure he gave it to you?
Of course. Who do you think I am?
And I realized I was picking up all these items as the post-battle you get graded like in high school, but getting a C rank gives you leather boots. Wow, that's just like high school. Finishing battles quicker gives you a higher rank, so you get better items. Note that I never knew what these items actually did till now, because, you're meant to equip them. As here, you can change up the base stats with different items, plus these affinities, which I'll get to later. And you can also pick up healing items and permanent stat boosts too. As we see more of the banter with Homer. Wait, Homer? Marge, I'm in Chaos Wars! And Rin.
From what I saw, both yours and Hyoma's records have data missing at the end as well.
So you don't really know anything, do you?
I'm trying my best. Can't you see that?
But maybe that's not enough.
Dude, they are fighting.
Anyway.
So now we actually get a choice to find Shizuku, where she could be on one of these two islands. And you do get quite a few of these throughout the game, because you're going to be locked out of characters depending on which choice you pick. As that's the way to get you to replay the game. You got to pick one option, you get one character, you're locked out of the other option with the other character, so you got to replay. Yeah, I ain't replaying this game. So now the key unlocks the islands, and you got these other quests. It's like how in Fire Emblem you can do generic fights to help you level up. But you also get some items, with the main story being here, and that's where you'll push the story stuff to continue.
Behold, you see before you Shinsengumi Samurai Sub-Commander Okita Soji.
Man, Okita's VA was practicing so hard his Japanese pronunciations here. So each guest character has some gimmick, where his is this counterattack that I really didn't know how to use for a while. So Okita joins and they learn about Gaizan.
It can't be.
And who would be taking my name in vain? 'Tis I, Gaizon.
Whoa! Where'd he come from?
What? I came.
And here's Gaizan, another villain who we have to fight with his lackey.
My name is Itsukushima Emily. I'd love to be as revered as you, sir.
And this battle was the hardest one so far. I'm going to be saying that a lot in this video, so be prepared. But you have two bosses who can realize, and so many minions that help all in these team attacks. It's worse because you need to be close together for you to do the team attack, but then if you're all in an area together, you will all take damage from their area attacks. So then my strat was to leave Rin in the back line since she's my only healer, as luckily your SP does refill, meaning you can have infinite heals. And this battle took me half an hour.
What am I doing?
Oh yeah, sure, give me the F rank.
No way. Retreat. Strategic withdrawal.
Yes, sir. Itsukushima Emily. Withdraw.
So they drop two keys as we learn where Gaizan is from. Oh, Shinsengumi Gunroden! How could I have missed that one? Well, I did try to find it afterwards, but there was nothing to play. But yes, one key opens the next world, but the other one summons an ally. And I learned that later that this is also another choice. At summoning allies, there are even conditions with prerequisites. So say in a fight, you could hit the final blow with Hyoma or anyone else. And each option gives you a different recruit. And these characters are just like in Fire Emblem games that, you know, the ones that don't impact the story. There's no lines for them in the story, you just get the introduction, so the devs don't have to write two different versions of the story. But I didn't know that because I was fighting for my life for 30 minutes. So we summon, well, this is what my notes say. So.
Hey, wait. Just wait a second. Hey, listen to me, okay? I broke your cup, and I know that was your favorite cup too. I do feel slightly bad. I'm even considering apologizing. I'm the king of Alute.
He just gave up pronouncing his hometown.
What's going on?
You see why people say this is the worst acting in a video game? I seriously don't want to ever hear people say, oh no, my dubbed anime game, they pronounce one word bad in English. Oh, the English dubs suck. I hate English dubs. When you have this game CEO using their son to voice a character to save money. Well, now you also got dispatch missions, where you can send allies to fight out and level up, meaning you can't use them for the next fight. As we get to the new area.
Can you move, Uru? Karen?
Wow, I really can't move my body.
What the hell happened to Yuri?
Perfume desigitaris, a type of muscle relaxant gas.
You probably don't understand the logic, but you can feel the effects, no?
No, really. It's great. I can't tense my muscles at all.
I'm done with your nonsense. I'll take your Tengayo away.
Be careful. You'll probably get sick, just like when you eat rotten food off the ground.
It's okay, Uru. Just relax and let it go. I'll be done in a second.
I don't really want your twisted love. I really don't.
What the hell is a Tengayo?
Speak English?
Yes, these are the Shadow Hearts characters. I only know Uru, who in that game was a horny-ass main character with a voice like this.
I can hardly remember anything from when I was a boy.
This one's actually way better.
I know you guys are having fun, but could you stop a sec and tell me why I am involved with this?
Man, she's loving this Tengayo. So yeah, this game is worth it.
I'll kill her first. Uru?
What? I didn't see that coming at all.
But Hyoma saves the day.
Jump!
So seeing someone's Tengayo in public really gets Hyoma all mad, and we fight. And after winning, Uru, Karen, and Shizuku join the team.
Now we have quite a few people in this group, and we're all still stuck here.
I'm starting to like this place, so I don't mind not going back so soon. It might be fun to look around all the islands.
How can you be so optimistic?
What's gotten into you, Hyoma? You're acting strange.
Yeah, bro is like, man, I hate my life back home. This place is so cool. You got islands, and birds, and Urus. Shizuku, on the other hand,
I want to go home. A new first-person shooter is coming out next week.
And Hyoma also doesn't want to leave Rin alone because now they've alerted every agency of their presence.
Can you handle them by yourself?
Are you saying...
I don't want to feel bad about leaving you on your own. What about you guys? Are you just gonna leave her?
Hyoma, thank you.
It's not about you. I just don't want bad karma in my life.
But I'm so happy to know that you actually care about me. Thank you so much.
See? Hyoma is the man of men.
Are you blushing?
Shut up!
And yeah, you may think, oh wow, it's cool, we got a big group now. When you talk to them here, you will easily get repeat dialogue, and you cannot press circle to advance the text, meaning you may accidentally press X too many times and then have to listen to Hiro again to tell me to straighten my back. Look, I'm a gamer, let me hunch it, I gotta lock it in. And now that we got Shadow Hearts characters, we can get Shadow Hearts lore. Oh, that's Shadow Hearts spoilers in my face. Yes, I don't know why they thought this was a good idea, but they actually spoiled the entire story of the game in this little blurb. So me, who just played 1 hour of Shadow Hearts, already had some things spoiled. Well, I mean, them trying to call Yuri Uru shows they really didn't care, because that's actually his name in Japanese. It's Uru. But for the Western Shadow Hearts game, they localized it to Yuri. So Western fans know him as Yuri, which shows that whoever translated this game for 03 didn't even know the source material or what a Shadow Hearts is. I mean, I thought it was a hot goth girl with issues that I could totally fix, but then I learned that it was this game. So the translator just made it back to Uru, not knowing that most of the fans who were buying this game were fans of Yuri. In more ways than one, haha. But yeah, now their main character has a completely different name. So because I won the battle with Hyoma, or didn't, I kind of forgot what happened, I get Mue as a bonus character and miss out on...
Name and address withheld.
Who is Mue anyway?
Hello, who are you? And where am I?
Cool. So yeah, you only get 5 people to use in a fight, but if they don't die, you can sub them out for a bench character. So if someone's low on health, you can save their life and swap them out. Which never happens because your bench is always 10 levels under you. As I told you, your bench doesn't get any experience. And in some practice fights, it actually took me so long to actually use a realize attack in the wild without the tutorial because, I don't know, it wasn't explained the best. I legit didn't know that you needed 50 SP and a 1 on this bar here, as the act of transforming uses that 1 bar, meaning you should probably wait till this bar says 2, then you transform, and then you can use the super OP attack in one go. But don't worry, with how long these fights end up taking, you'll be transforming multiple times in a battle. And so we meet the Growlancer cast, Carmine and that fairy. Oh no, they de-twinkified him. And yeah, with each new character you get lore about them, their weapon and their realized attack, and also some unlockable pictures. And yep, I don't know why some are unlocked and some aren't. Some I never got the entire game. I think you have to 100% complete it, and the fact that there is nowhere online that shows you all these pictures, the one video I found doesn't even have them all. This should really be an indication of how many people wanted to see a PNG of a fairy doing the oh my god hit tweet pose. Okay, looking it up, you actually need to beat the game 3 times to see the whole sprite gallery.
Nuts to that.
Are you sure this is the right place?
Yes, the time for them to come out is around now too.
A phantom thief who's jacking people at night. Is this some kind of joke?
I don't know, you tell me!
Ha 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 ha!
So we fight this guy, Joachim.
Who, me? I'm just Joachim.
I think he thinks we don't know.
If you want to hide your identity, maybe you shouldn't leave your mask under your belt.
What? Wait, there is no...
I tricked you.
And so Joachim joins us.
Yes, I'll protect you as the Grand Papillon of love and justice with my whole body and love and passion.
We'll pass on the love and the passion.
So now you unlock this shop where you can finally spend all that money you're accumulating. This is actually the best way to get those deadly magic skills, as the shop will rotate items out and you can find a lot of them here. And here is one of the funniest things about this game.
We need to hurry. Everyone's waiting for us.
Okay, one of the funniest. Because you know how I said 3 characters show up in your base? Well, you have more than 3 characters, right? So it actually rotates out of them and it's random. And then at certain points, you actually have to talk to Rin to advance the plot. Meaning if she's not here by luck, you won't get to advance the plot. So then you have to fight a random match or reload from the title screen to keep trying and get Rin to appear here. And if you didn't know this, maybe you realize, wow, okay, talking to these characters over and over, they have repeat dialogues and it's not voiced, you might forget to do this. So you would actually never realize how to progress the story. Genius game design. So Laru sees us collecting keys and is like,
Troops, assume battle formation. Arrest Rin Sun Road and the rest.
Also, after this battle, you might see this screen, which means they actually have another battle before you return to base, which is so dumb because say you're underleveled like a certain YouTuber might be later on, and save here, then you die in the next fight, and then after dying, it always reloads your save file, and you think, oh gee, maybe, you know, I should grind more because this fight is actually hard. So you load up here, and then you realize you're stuck, so you can't grind as you can't return back to base. You have to beat the next fight or restart the entire save file.
No kidding.
Why does this game punish you for saving?
Well, good to see you again.
Say it like you mean it at least.
Be careful how you talk to my father.
You mean like a biological father or like a sugar daddy?
Bro, no one likes you. So we meet this guy Ryoma who is like,
don't be so hysterical. I have my own reasons. It's easy to be with Lewin in order to collect
why is ASMR a thing in 2008? No! So the Lewin want the keys to make a paradise, while we want the keys to somehow find a way to send everyone home. And that girl can also transport with gates like Rin, which is impossible, since only Rin as the gate master should be able to do. Yeah, by the way, since I realize how long these battles are, I hope you forgive me for using 2 times speed while fighting, you know, just to help speed things up. And straight away I realized why, you know, that random skill feature is pretty stupid. Because I had sword attack, I'd lost sword attack. One neat touch though is that when you control a character, it actually changes the tune to their theme from their game or an original one for the new characters. It's very obvious to notice because this is the Shadow Hearts one, and Karen and Uru became 2 of my most used characters. So Ryoma gives us a key.
We collected all the keys, but none of them can help us go home.
Hey Oma, you don't look troubled at all.
You don't even care, do you? You're heartless to not even feel homesick.
Shut up.
And Rin says there's no function on the main gate terminal to return us home, but we can get all the keys and, you know, try each and every one of them, and hopefully that will work.
Nice. We've finally got a plan. Hey Oma, come join the discussion.
Oh, sorry, I was just zoning out.
Our main character character, everyone! So we get another character, Hijikata, and like, I know the voice acting is bad, but not always, because some of these people seem like they do an okay job.
You should know that you never have to ask for my help, Soji.
I mean, not all the voice actors were family members, so I can see the game sounding better if they had some direction on the lines, because it feels like they were just reading a lot of these lines without the context. And as someone who reads over 10,000 word scripts, I can easily tell you how important the context is of preceding lines. I wish Power from Chainsaw Man was real. Wait, what was the context of that? I mean, if you don't believe me about the context in the game...
Do you want to go see him? We can go to Toilet Tram Island via the gate terminal.
Let's go. It sounds exciting.
Okay.
Why is he yelling?
Excusez-moi?
No. You say hola, amigo.
Speak English?
We're busy now. Leave if you're not buying anything.
Oh no, the child is back! So Zero is that guy from the game I played, you know, the really cool, edgy sounding one. And he sounds like this now.
I'm serious. I work you.
You can tell the voice director had no idea who this guy was. He probably told his son, okay, pick which character you want to voice. That one? The Shadow the Hedgehog one?
Watch your mouth. He's your boss after all. You guys can wait on the couch over there.
I'm not afraid of him. Take care of the customers. I'll be back.
Roger, be careful.
Oh, you are...
Ryoma, what are you doing here?
Probably the same thing you are. It's too much of a hassle to find the key.
No way. I'm not letting you have the key.
Okita, didn't you have tuberculosis before?
Bro, who
But
are
that's gone
these
since you're here,
people?
isn't it?
What is it that you're going to do?
I'm not gonna tell you that easy.
Ryoma, I'll make you tell me, no matter what.
Make me? I hope you can see the way that I envision this world.
Well, we scare off Ryoma and meet Zod.
My name is Zod, the owner of this detective office. You came to visit me for my help, correct?
So, you're a detective?
Yeah.
Wait, so you're looking for the keys too?
Right. But don't worry, I'm only after a very specific key. I'll give you the keys I don't need.
Really? That sounds a little too convenient for us.
To make things even, huh? I need you to help me find the key I want. This seems fair then?
Why are we yelling?
Wait.
Somebody gives us a key.
I don't fully trust you, but we'll listen to you for the time being.
It's fine with me. It's fine with me.
And so with the random skill learning on Hyoma, I actually got really lucky and got 2 good attacks. God's Breath, which buffs your strength and defense, while SS Blast is a circle attack that hits multiple people and does a ton of damage. These were actually my main 2 moves for Hyoma for the entire game from now on. So we use that key.
Wow.
Yeah, wow indeed.
Miss.
Huh?
Okay.
Hi, Mui. You're so sweet.
Is that a wrestling technique? Is she really a teacher?
When she gets drunk, she gets a bit violent.
You're so cute and soft.
Wow, this is getting complicated.
You're so sweet.
I still don't know who she is.
And so around this time I was getting the hang of the combat. My main team was Hyoma, Rin, Karen, Uru, and Carmine, and I was understanding how you don't always want to do a team attack because it actually uses up this bar, meaning then you're going to take longer to realize, so at times I would just move and use a basic attack to keep building this bar, to then realize and whack the enemy with as much damage as possible. And why do I keep using Hyoma and Rin? Well, one heals, one attack, and they have funny chemistry, okay?
Can I have some of that water?
No, not yet. You just had some.
Don't be so greedy. Don't you have any more?
Oops, someone's on the ground here. Bring some water.
Here, drink this.
Thank you.
Wait, this character from Gungrave? I knew she was quiet in that game, but this is too much, man. And of course, Grave doesn't talk, which honestly makes him the least interesting character in this game. Oh yeah, the enemies over the course of Chaos Wars are actually a variety of designs that are based on the crossover game. So the enemies here are from Gungrave, and it has their theme playing when they attack. Well, I used Karen's Realize for the first time, and... oh, come on, I didn't know the clock would return again! Yeah, on 2x speed, this was a nightmare to try. Well, at least you still attack, unlike in Shadow Hearts, where if you miss the first hit, the character doesn't attack at all. And another thing I learned, okay, so here you see these elements. Don't be mistaken. It's not how strong you attack, it's just your weaknesses. Meaning here, Hyoma has 30 plus defense against fire attacks, but is 30 weak to ice. So you can equip different armor to help change that, and also the armor can give you abilities as well, and the characters have their own like little special skills, as Rin has one where she's more useful on the bench. Yeah, the game wants you to not use your main healer. I mean, you can heal with other people, but nah, she's so good for us. And you also don't make this mistake that I did where I thought, you know, the substitution. I thought that if a character dies, I can swap their body out for the bench. They are dead till you revive them with magical items, meaning you're left to fight with only 4 people. Let's just say, I hate this mechanic later on. And also I use Uru's Realizer. God damn this stupid clock. So Garino, who all the characters call
Galino.
Maybe that's a mistranslation. It's from Gungrave and gives us a key for beating him. And yeah, for one time in the entire game, the text box goes white to show Okita's internal monologue. This never happens again!
Finally, we have all the keys in this world.
Wait, but what about our keys? We have some. Doesn't he want them? Is he stupid? So in the shop, we finally can buy a deadly attack, and you'll need this for the late game bosses. Because it's fine to whittle their health down, but you'll never win since they're just gonna heal up back to the red bar on their next turn. So you always need to be randomly attacking with deadly attacks here and there to keep chipping that red health bar further down to keep the pressure on the bosses. And so with the key, we get one of the best characters in the game.
What?
She's amazing. No, really, she's busted gameplay-wise, as you will see. And she's from this other game that I had no clue existed.
So, who is Makoto to you? The boyfriend? What? No, I mean, not really. Well, he's my classmate, sure, but not just a regular friend, no. But boyfriend? That sounds a little too much, but—
Are you okay?
No! Dang. I already chose which clothes to wear. I made so much effort for that date.
Maybe my age is showing, but is this what the kids are saying? Yapping? Is that right? She's yapping? And so we meet another Shadow Hearts character. The zombie. Who? Wait, we can name him? But my game glitched and didn't let me type anything in, so the default name... Oh, is that a spoiler too? And thus begins possibly the worst thing an Idea Factory game does at the midpoint. It ramps up the difficulty. I will never forgive you, Neptunia games. I was having fun. I don't want to grind. Why would you? So you know how you can only use 5 characters in a fight? Well, that's even harder because at times you will never know this beforehand. The game will force you to use certain characters for maps. And I can't stress, you do not know who this is going to be ahead of time. So remember how I said leveling up the bench is so hard? Well, yeah, the game will just whip out these low-level characters that you have to use in this fight. So they'll end up just dying in one shot and waste a slot because even alive, you cannot swap them out, so it's like a debuff to your game. But now you suddenly gotta win against a boss with less characters, and then it means your usual 5 team are gonna get less levels since you can't use all 5 of them. So that's why you'll see me using always Hyoma, as he just kind of runs ahead of the levels by the end. And here you can see the deadly attack that I bought in action, Helmet Rend, which will attack mostly the red bar, so now the enemy will regain less health by their turn. Also, another annoying thing is counter. counter, as you can get these counter skills, but the enemy can do it as well, which will counter you after your attack. However, if you're doing a team attack, you know, the one after the other, that counter will stop the entire thing, while wasting your special realize bar, since you use one of those bars to use a team attack. There is no way to know that the enemy's gonna counter, you just gotta pray and hope the enemy is sleeping when you hit them with a 5-man attack. So we beat Nicole and this samurai, who run off.
Let's see. What am I hungry for?
Don't buy anything yet. We have a shopping list. Ah! Screaming! It came from the bag alley.
Sounds like a girl. I'll go check it out.
And we find it!
Haha, this lady is sleeping on the street.
Wait, don't you remember who Alice is?
Should I hold her up?
Huh?
Lady, you can't faint every time you see a little monster. Hey, are you up?
Monsters.
That's too bad. They're gone now. You smell good.
Yes, he does then.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much.
No problem. We can't stay in this alley, so let's go somewhere nicer.
Good idea. I'm starving too. Oh, speaking of which, you really can call me Uru.
I'm Karen.
Alice Elliott. Call me Alice.
Alice, I like that.
I'm the pet.
Is this really what Shadow Hearts is all about? And yet at times the game just gives up voicing the cutscenes.
What a ripoff!
I know, right? We came here for the funny voice acting. It should all be funny cringe. So we get the pet Alice and Anastasia and someone I forgot the name, even though the name is on screen right now, so I could just look it up and say it, but I won't. And have to fight that princess, who also for something later, because go easy on me, I was using a guide from this point on. If you realize with the pet, you get a special cutscene, which is required to unlock a super strong bonus character later on. And Anastasia's special attack is called... Oh. Wait. And all these cool spells, I thought, these are kind of taking a bit too long because I did not know if you could skip these. All the regular face buttons on the PS2 were not skipping the attacks. And I don't think Anastasia was meant to die in the story here because now she's stuck like...
No one could say no to such a cute girl like you.
Well, I don't mind having some girls in our group, but right now, I'll take food over romance. What did you get?
Feed us. Feed us!
Food.
Food!
Food?
And with food on the brain, we can upgrade the weapons where you can use points to level their attack, defense, or use all weapons onto them. And I don't really know what exactly it does, but the number's going up, so it must be good, okay? And the next story event has us doing yard work. Oh, really? We gotta clean up the backyard of the mansion. And it isn't voiced. Hey, really just stop caring, huh? Come on, man, I wanna hear us say backyard! And to add even more mess to the soup pile, we find 8 crocodiles in the backyard, who look like this. I mean, if the birds look like this, oh, okay, this is much better, India. And they say the catchphrase, crocodiles. What is this, like Pokemon now? And Hyomamis hears this saying, crocky. Man, this was the one cutscene that should have been voiced! And then after that, are parrots to destroy me. So yeah, you know how I said the affinities are on you? Well, it also means the affinities are on the enemies, because what you're meant to do actually is to scroll over and see the enemy's affinities and then use moves that will do more damage. And oh no, this isn't like all the crocodiles are, say, weak to electricity. Every single enemy has their own weaknesses. So this crocodile could be weak to fire, this one could be weak to electricity, and this one could be weak to spicy food. So what was the point of enemy types? I'm going insane right now! Probably not helping is the fact that I'm playing this on 2x speed and the music is just... Thanks, viewers, for making me experience this, although it's kind of self-inflicted because I picked the game. Anyway, we get the keys from the backyard and use them to get new characters. No voice acting again. This must be the low part of the JRPG, you know, the trope where the game just kind of gives up on the story to pad out a bit of the runtime. Come on, you know, a lot of them do this kind of thing. you're kidding, right? He was so loud! So Zod, the New York detective, says that one client, well, that's not the right accent, says that one client wants you to kill some monkeys and he will give you a key.
Wow! What? What?
You scared me. What is it?
And because of the Shizuku incident, we have to use her in this map. And yep, she's so weak, so it's a nerf to us. We're only 4 good people we can use. Also note that each attack does a random amount of damage and it isn't a set amount, meaning randomly, the enemy just can out of nowhere. Wait, I'm looking at the footage, editing it now, and it says 1 damage, yet he killed me in 1 go, but it's 1 damage. Did the game just glitch on me? I can't take this anymore. So yeah, battles are becoming way tougher now. But luckily I learned that even after you attack, you could also still use an item on your turn. And to keep the good news rolling in, I finally learned you can press L2 to skip attacks. Sure, you gotta mash it, but holy moly, this game would have been so much longer. On the other hand, I can't tell you how odd it is to be mashing L2 non-stop like this. So we catch the monkey.
I can't let you have that monkey. He's mine.
Wait, what?
Come to me.
Huh? And so another battle without returning to base, and to make this game even harder, you don't heal in between these multi-fights. Yeah, if you didn't check, you could see that your allies actually start the next round on lower health. If they died in the previous battle, they come back with 1 health. So at the start, you just gotta heal them up with Rin, or swap them out, but like I said, you barely have 5 usable party members unless you're one of those sickos that grind every party member in the other fights. Oh god, no, you're a sicko! So this princess is named Shelly, who legit goes na 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 and runs off. Then that idol key opens up this place where this person called Ruzel has a key.
But we have to take care of them first.
Hey, wait, that's no bird! And so we have to save Ruzel from these birds. And another gripe I have with this game is with the movement. I kind of wish the cursor locked to that maximum distance you could move. You know, just a little bump where it locks to the edge so you can't keep pushing past, but if you do a little bit more you could. If you wanted to say see the enemy's stats, because it was starting to get real annoying to try and place it exactly at the edge of the circle every single time. Anyway, I decided to use Kyoryuki. What the heck? She's so broken! And we save Ruzel.
I like you.
You like who? Hyoma?
So you're Hyoma. I see.
What are you saying? Make your point if you have one.
I'm Ruzel.
What?
Wow, we found it already?
Hyoma, be my groom.
Huh?
And yep, we have to have a one-on-one against her, and we win, where Ruzel really is into Hyoma.
Thanks for the compliment, but I'm still not marrying you.
I know, you win, so I'm yours.
What?
Wait, how does that work?
We get everything by hunting here. You won. So now you own me.
You don't say that to people you just met. And while I was looking up where Ruzel is from, because, you know, I was starting to suspect she was an original character based on Chrono Trigger, I made a video on that. And look what I find. Fan fiction for this game. Why? And as a wedding gift, she gives us a key.
Ooh la la, lucky you. Not many guys get proposed to by a girl, you know.
Shut up! It's not funny!
So we smack him for 20 minutes and he's like, I can't kill you.
Huh? What do you mean?
The Lewin think you have great potential. You guys and the Lewin really have a lot in common.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
He says, okay, the Lewin have a way for you to go home if you let the Lewin grab the keys. The heaven that we're making will let you go home. Meanwhile, Gaizan, you know this guy,
I came.
has invaded the Kishidan base and taken over the whole island.
I knew you could do it.
My pleasure, sir. We have more than enough forces to defeat any army. At last. My mission will be complete by finishing you off.
Huh? So while that's happening, the main two are like, we can't use that terminal to go to that tower. Why not? I don't know. You know nothing. Thanks for nothing. I You see, it was so insufferable. And with more money, I bought weapons that I thought were strong, and every indication they would be, as you can try out the armor and weapons on the character before you buy them. But yeah, because their weapon was actually a different weapon type by these tiny symbols, meaning I can't use any of the spells I learned and would have to learn new ones for that. Meaning using this new weapon, even though their number is better, it doesn't actually help you, so you should stick to the default one the character comes with, which meant a whole lot of sword users, so I had 0 ranged attackers apart from Rin and Kyoryuki with magic spells. So we head to the island, fight more soldiers, and then...
Enough speeches. Allow me to kill Okita Soji.
Bro, why is Okita like so important to the story? So this Saigo guy takes over from Gaizan, and this fight was so tough with all the multi-hits, but Hyoma was doing the work and becoming very over-leveled, so much so that his speed was so high, he would attack 3 turns in a row.
It was too easy for me.
Fine, but our force is obviously greater than yours. Commence assault!
Whoa! Jeez,
Anyway, we run back to the base and head to see Zard,
I finally found it.
who aged 50 years and got dementia. And we head back to the library where we first dropped in, as we gotta get a book. But Garino is here. However, fear not, we got a new party member.
Favor and let me into your group, please.
Oh god, I don't want to see our lip smacking man.
I really need your help.
I'm gonna get a broken character that I alluded to earlier. Because yeah, following the guide, there are so many characters you can get from the same franchises. Like there's heaps from Grow Lancer, but there was a broken special one. A teddy bear called Polytan. And I found this guide that detailed how to get him, where you do all this prerequisite stuff with the pet and his doll fetish, and then you have to buy 100 items from the shop. And it was so sweet of this person on this forum helping out this other person, and they took time out of their day to help them. So they respond, oh hey, can you please reply if my advice helped you? You know, I just wanted to know if it actually worked. That was 15 years ago. Well, Kai Waters, it does work. Although I learned, yes, the shop can run out of stock, meaning you have to go out and do a random mission to refill it. And if you're full on the inventory, you can just sell the items back and keep doing it over and over again, where you'll eventually unlock this quest.
You can't just recruit me that easily. MediaWorks pays me pretty well.
So, yeah, it turns out Polytan is the mascot of the Dengeki PlayStation magazine. Sure, and is actually featured in other games as bonuses, where he is a recruitable, voiceless character. But with how much effort it took and how strong he is, because he's realized he's where he whacks you with hundreds of copies of Chaos Wars. Oh god, that's too much cringe to handle in one go. And my god, turns out the way to recruit him, you gotta defeat him and his army 3 times, and on the final hit, you don't just gotta win, you gotta hit him with the pet. You know, that old man who I never used, who is so weak he barely does 1 damage. I gotta win with him?
Yes.
Well, after 30 minutes of realizing that, I thought the 3rd match would save scubbing and somehow managed to corner the bear with one slime monster just... He didn't want to fight me. And so I used my whole team, whacking the bear's health down, knowing he heals up the red bar every turn, healing us with Rin and Kyoryuki, then swapping her out for the pet, and even when he's realized, he does no damage. And while Polytan is realized, he takes less damage, so I somehow had to time my turn for the pet to realize when Polytan lost his transformation, because the bear would keep transforming after a few turns. And because the pet was so low in levels, he would only get to attack after the allies had like 5 turns each. The stronger you are means the more turns you get. And after so much save scubbing, every little progression I'm saving. Oh no, I won the fight because I did too much damage for my allies. Reload, try again, new tactic, use a different move. It doesn't even count when you attack with a team attack and you have him in the group. He has to be the final blow to defeat the health bar. But I pushed on. I needed an OP teammate since I was so low. I barely had a team of level 30. I needed someone new around that level. And I thought, oh, okay, it's a funny 4th wall breaking character. This will be pretty cool. And after 1 hour and 26 minutes with me listening to this battle theme on 2 times speed and then slowing it down to then use Karen's realize with the damn clock. And even then I win with the pet, but no, you gotta win with his stupid realize move. So I try again.
Oh, did ya?
Oh, I did it. So the funny bear joins! I hope his personality makes up for his lack of voice acting! Fight
it! Resist! I can't! You must!
Well, with 2 hours of my life wasted on a level 20 character, so he's not even strong. And with my head pounding from the music, I've got so much headaches. We push on. Well, now Zard joins us, but he also needs someone to watch his shop, and you got the choice of Iris or Zeros to join you, while the other one will stay back. I picked Zeros because I know him from his game and his voice acting.
We're busy now. Leave if you're not buying anything.
But unfortunately, he never speaks again. Hiro is like, okay, we need to kill Guy Zard. No, you don't understand, Hyoma. We need to kill him.
He was dumber than we thought. That's why Saigo took over his army so easily.
You made your point.
Hyoma, the smooth talker, convinces her
Maybe he's
otherwise that
enough to
easily.
not work.
I can't believe Saigo rebelled against me.
I am deeply sorry. It's all my fault.
I'll make you regret you found me.
Ooh.
What's that look? Are you regretting it?
So are you gonna attack us?
Delicious.
So we win.
I can't end here. What's that? Now! Strategic withdrawal!
Yes, sir. Itsukushima Emily will retreat.
They got away! Oh, well.
And then this guy appears. Where? Isn't that the Ride of the Valkyrie song? Why is this classical song in this game?
You can't use the same punchline twice, you know?
Can you stop with the jokes already?
How's the boy who was transported?
He got up just now. I explained it about India too, but he's really something, because he didn't panic at all like I did.
We don't think of you as normal, though.
Hey, lay
What's
off the
his
goat, Hyoma! So we learn there's a witch in the middle of this world, under the sun tower, you know, with the everlasting sun, where in the library she is hiding.
Are you sure?
You never trust me. Fine, let's go find that witch. But I can't guarantee you anything, okay? Why don't you stay with Wurzel and enjoy Enzia, Hyoma?
Hyoma, do you want to stay with me?
No way. I'm coming too.
And I kid you not, Hyoma is the guy who was like before, man, school sucks. This is so cool at India. You got purple-haired mages and keys to collect. I never want to go home. If the minute Ruzel shows up in his life, he's like... So we head to the library to fight more birds.
There are monsters in the library?
Isn't a library supposed to provide a quiet, peaceful place for book lovers?
Since when did you become a book lover?
I'm a reader. I always was.
So after Hayatamaru admits he's racist, we fight through the library and find Ryoma, who makes Okita and the other guy mad, which was kind of weird because they were all in this story, yet you didn't need these two for the fight. Like, I was kind of getting used to the point of the game just chucking me these low-level characters I need to use for the story. But okay, now you're surprising me, I don't have to use them here? Well, we win as Ryoma runs off and we find the witch.
Witch sounds like an old lady or something.
I couldn't care less.
And the witch is like, yeah, there's no way out, but surely you like it here.
What are you, my shrink?
And she says, okay, then you need to open the tower with your realized weapons. So now you gotta go around the 8 islands again and authenticate each weapon to open the tower.
So are you gonna go now?
Yep, now we have a mission to complete.
Come again. I need cute boys to relieve me from this boring life.
Uh-oh. Oh. Also, yeah, I actually ran out of space in my inventory, as every battle you're getting things on the post-victory screen. Yet what you're meant to do is actually just sell them to clear out space or use them to upgrade weapons. I kind of just didn't really think about this because I was only caring for my main party and equipping them with weapons and not the other characters. So we find the tower to authenticate, and it actually unlocks Mue's ability to realize. Then back at base. But for now, characters who already realize they still need to go authenticate, meaning... And Rin goes, WTF? Hyoma then replies, you suck. She gets mad. Then he goes, why are you always mad? My god, this is one of the most insufferable main characters ever in a video game. So yeah, now the Realize is way more overpowered, and you can unlock them for these other main characters. Or I forgot to for Red. Yeah, so like over time you'll see multiple missions in the gate that show that they are for the main story. So you're like, oh, there's multiple main story ones, but they're actually, some of them are optional. And you don't really know which ones are optional, and then over time, those optional ones would just disappear. So I kind of think I missed my chance to power Red up. Anyway, I once again bought the wrong weapon, missing the tiny symbol showing that this isn't the one that you're meant to use. And we go looking to realize the keys, and Rin tells us of her old friend Sloop, and we might get a key from her. Wait, why are we still getting keys? I thought we had the 8 to unlock the tower. We just gotta authenticate them. Why are we still... Are you addicted to keys, Rin, again? Rin, no, snap out of the key comatose. Speak to me, Rin!
I'll miss your cock.
You always say stupid stuff like that.
So we find Nicole and Samurai Joe, and they run off, and we find Slook, who says, Rin, you're on the wanted list.
We're on the wanted list.
She looks exactly like the wanted poster.
What wanted poster?
See for yourself.
Well, we also get some cane from Nicole.
Oh, that cane!
What? Do you know this?
I used a cane just like that in my theater play. Can I see it? What? Oh, wow!
This magical energy. Is this...
It's been a while, hero.
It's you. Little Snow.
Yes.
What's going on?
A cane is talking. Anything can happen in this world.
Bro, have you heard the birds in this world? So yeah, this cane is Kyoyuki's realizing power because she didn't have one till now, and it turns her into this other character, Little Snow, whose ultimate is to use a group heal. That isn't as handy as you think it is.
When I'm with Koyuki, who's my soulmate, I'm able to express my mind through her and can't talk in that way.
What's going on with me?
And you got a choice on who to get the key first from, Slook or LaRue. I picked LaRue, so on to them.
Get lost.
What?
Now we have to stop Garino from attacking the Kishidan.
Our captain and the tower key got kidnapped by them.
Oh, so we're getting tower keys from them. But I thought we had 8. Oh, who cares?
Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not lying. I really know. I really do.
Whatever.
Seriously, he's having a ceremony to get new power from the tower key we robbed from the Kishidan.
Okay.
Huh.
I can't believe anyone would actually be tricked by that.
You cowardly bastard.
So we find Garino and Laru.
Do you remember the memory key I found in the library? I used it to get into his mind and manipulate him.
Alright, just straight up telling us your plan.
Why don't you go play with them? You don't need to come back to me.
Jelly-filled are my favorite. Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut.
How dare you?
So we knock Laru out of it and he joins our team.
So that we can all use it together. Will you take me with you?
That's cool.
What the heck was that? Shizuku, did you whack him? No? Seriously, who made that sound? So we meet Slook, who says we can have the tower key only if we bring them some animal leather. Oh yeah, this was 2006. The animals were dying for our leather. So around we gotta get the leather and then return to sea.
It's a war! Who did such a thing? You murderer!
Yes. I am.
And so we have to fight him with Slook, who's only level 25, a whole 10 levels lower than our party and the enemy. Seriously, I've been keeping pace with the enemy levels for at least the main 2. why, oh why, do they waste a character slot on Slook here? A new character, okay, so they give her to us, but they don't even make her strong enough to fight the enemies. There's nothing I can do about this. She's just gonna die instantly. So Saigo got a tower key and we gotta fight him to get it. But first, I had to fight ancient Egypt's biggest fan. And after that 20-minute ordeal, on to Saigo. And we have to use Okita and his friend. Meaning, there were only 3 people I could pick. And these 2 bozos are so underleveled, wasting my slot. And my goodness, this made this fight so tough. Because it was also after 3 fights beforehand, and I had saved in between. Meaning, I couldn't go back to the base to grind for more levels unless I picked a save state way earlier on. And I don't know, man. One of those save states could have been doing that horny teddy bear fight, and I don't want to experience that thing again. So yeah, the strat was to use Hyoma, Rin, and Kyoryuki, my 3 main best people, and just rush the minions as fast as possible since you want to clear them out to stop the team attacks. And man, I was so close to my first attempt! But I do it, and it's kind of why Hyoma and Rin have become so overleveled since, they just keep surviving. And they can do the fight, getting the most levels, leaving everyone else falling behind. So we grab the key, and now Hayatamaru wants us to find Gaizan to have him join our group, because for some godforsaken reason, this reader loves Gaizan and thinks he's the funniest man alive!
We've been too serious lately, so we need a guy like him in our group to bring back some of our lost humor.
I'm going home.
Don't. You gotta help me find him.
I'm not gonna waste my time finding him in the middle of the library just so we can laugh.
Don't worry. Knowing him, he'll do anything just to be funny. So, he'll probably show up soon in a really idiotic way.
He's not stupid enough to show up knowing he could get caught.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Alright, fine, he can join.
Huh?
I admire his dedication to the comedy arts.
Oh no, sir. They caught us off guard.
How did you figure out we were here?
Well, I'm speechless.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but you'll never catch me!
I changed my mind, I don't want you. So we win, he runs off, and then Hayatamaru is mad that his Charlie Chaplin reincarnated has gone, what the f*** are you smoking, you goddamn sucking book f***er? And yeah, with that fight against 2 bosses, the only way you'll do damage against enemies now is to use the realize attacks. Meaning a lot of battles just become you waiting till you get 2 levels of this to final smash attack a lot. Well, I wasn't counting, but apparently we have enough tower keys authenticated now, so we can head back to Ovia that witch. But then Yoichi appears wanting the keys, we win, and he blows himself up. And turns out that witch teleported herself away after hearing the explosion to hide, so now we gotta find her!
She's a tricky bitch.
And we see Lewin very sad that Yoichi died.
So, Yoshi is gone.
Yoshi, no! And after the princess took too many paracetamols after scrolling through TikTok.
Ow! My head.
And as if on cue.
Ow! You didn't punch me, you used your paper sword, which is a lot worse than a fist.
Don't be too serious. You think too much.
Oh, okay. So we have to fight Nicole, who turns into this, and sounds like, in the Japanese fight, sounds... Good to know, at least in the original game, they tried with the voice acting. And this was so tough with all these flying enemies trying to stop them team attacking me. But
Why
we win.
can't I defeat you? I have the same power as you now.
It's not the same.
It is. Tengayo and Astaroth are supposed to have the exact same power.
Wait, then what exactly is Tengayo?
It's over.
We couldn't save his soul.
That's too bad.
I'm glad you're safe.
I told you I'd never lose. Goodbye, Nicole.
And now Uru gets upgrade for his final smash, where after using it, you actually heal your allies, so now he's one of the best characters for the end game. And also while more closely following the guide, I learned something else. So you can actually have these status effects like poison or seal, which stops you from attacking and so on. But you can also use it on your enemies. However, spells that have these effects are very inconsistent. But you can buy items. And one of these, Illness Powder, it puts ale on the enemy, which stops them from healing back the red bar on their health. Yes, the major thing this game is designed around. That drags out fights way longer than needed. You just chuck some anthrax onto them and they can't heal. So buy a lot of it. And pretty much every single boss you chuck it onto, it might miss. But you can keep doing it. Reminder, you can use items after your attacks. It makes the game so much easier. So we find Ovia.
I couldn't get any response from the terminal there anymore.
Well, that...
Destroyed. The Lewin did it.
My house is gone then? What to do? I don't have a place to go. What to do?
Okay, you can come to our place.
I don't have any money with me, but I'm starving. What to do?
Okay. We'll feed you too.
Feed us! Feed us!
Also, I brought some skills to finally add some counterattacks to my team and put it on Uru, where you just have to put the skill on the character and randomly they will counter the enemy, breaking their team attack. Ha! Now you know what it feels like! So Ovia tells us about eggs! Scrambled, fried, and how India is like the origin of all worlds. Where all the worlds ends, they restart here before they split up into the parallel worlds of India. All the worlds end and keep resetting into India, I think. But the egg of India grew bored of repeating this cycle and grew a mind and started to play Fortnite, corrupting its soul. And so it started to steal possible endings of these other worlds and bringing them here. You know, dragging all these crossovers into India. And so that lore dump ended, we get Ovia joining our team and her art is just fully available in the dictionary. And turns out this lady, she is one of the only characters that I could see in the pictures for her. She has concept art. Right. That's great. But now I can buy revival magic, which I put on Kyoryuki. So now if someone dies, I can actually save them with this, giving us more chances against maps where we may not get 5 characters to use, as now we fight Samurai Joe and win, making him join our team. And oh my goodness, he's actually really good. Huh. I didn't think I'd get a new party member that could keep up with my levels. Sorry, Karen. You're off the team! So now we fight Garino, who did something to his key to put us in this cyber world. Well, we win and return back.
I made it back.
Mika, no need to brag. And now I learned another thing.
I didn't know.
Pressing escape on your keyboard accidentally closes your game. But it just pauses the emulation, so everything is fine. Rin now is like, the Lewin are right. India needs to be destroyed to stop absorbing the other worlds. But Hyoma goes manly, telling her that we can just destroy the mind India made and she'll go back to normal.
Why not?
Yes. I'm with you. I'm with you till the end, Hyoma.
So we meet Lewin, who are like, yeah, if we destroy the world, the gate will open. And the 8 people with those tower keys, you know, the important characters in the story, but not all the side characters like the horny teddy bear, they will get to go home. Hyoma wants everyone to go home and replies, no, you, and tells him his plan. And this was the first fight where I used the ailment illness powder, and it helps so much. How did I not know about this earlier? Well, having Kyoryuki alive means that I can always just revive everyone, so I kept her in the back line to pick up everyone like Mercy when Overwatch was good. And another funny thing is, you actually want the enemy to counter you, because in these long fights, if they counter, it actually counts as them using a turn, and it pushes their next turn further down on the top thing, meaning you have more chance to attack them again before they can heal up with the red bar. It's such a weird workaround to this mechanic, I'm not even sure that was intended. So Ligon says the world gave his daughter the Gate Master power without her will and caused this curse, so now that's why he wants to destroy India. And she's in so much pain.
Father, my head hurts.
And bro is like, nah, and I gotta fight you again, and is more powerful. Like straight up Hyoma, my most overpowered guy, gets one shot. My goodness, this revive spell is so busted because I just revived him and actually fought my way back to win. I couldn't believe this. So we grab Ligon's tower key.
When it comes down to miracle work, we're Superfly TNT. We're the Guns of Navarone.
Quoting cult films isn't helping anyone.
That was some Looney Tune ass slapstick.
Father!
Shelly, go with them. They can take you to the future.
No!
And yeah, apparently you can recruit Shelly in this fight with some requirements, but I literally do not care, so she doesn't join.
Now we can enter the Tower of Life, I think.
Can you be firm on that?
There's no way of knowing for sure. This is the very first time since Endia began that all 8 tower keys were gathered. So there's no precedent whatsoever.
So, even if you've never eaten fish before, you could still tell it's fishy.
Does it ever occur to you that those words could hurt me? It won't cost you anything to just say thanks once in a while.
Yeah, get him, Bryn!
Can't you at least pretend like you care for once?
Come with me. Come to Earth with me.
What did you just say?
I said, shut up!
And so the gang starts shipping the main 2 characters.
Be smooth, kid. Be smooth.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
We'll be watching. I mean,
We'll be talking, she means.
And so Rin is sad because everything in Endia will go back to their own worlds once we defeat the egg. But she is also part of the egg, so will stay here because she is the gate master. And so she thinks she'll be lonely.
Hayatomaru told me that a girl's tears are your weakness.
Hayat. But now that we've spoken our minds, I feel better.
Yes.
Should we go defeat the eggs, Will?
Yes.
So now right before the end game, oh yeah, there's like spoilers or something, I don't know if you care. But now we got a Man Festival, which is a Shadowheart thing, apparently. I'm learning so much about the series, where you only use Shadowheart characters to fight back to back. And oh my god, I'm so thankful this is not voiced! This is all optional, so you don't really need to do it. And then I buff up Ryoma and Rin, since I know they're probably going to be my ticket out of this nightmare. And so we enter the Sun Tower, which is a few maps of enemies. They aren't too hard, you pretty much just got to realize attack and you can insta-kill a normal enemy by now. And then we meet some bodyguard that hero knows called Wave.
wave? That wave?
And yep, you gotta use Mue on this. So then my strategy was to send Hyoma in, using that AoE attack, building his Realize up, with Rin to follow up with Giga Magic, and Hyoyuki for revives and magic, while Uru would then do deadly damage and his ult would also heal. And some character development.
I did it! It's open! The gate to the sun is open!
We then enter the top of the tower.
Is this the inside of the sun?
And find the egg's power that's absorbing the world. It's in the form of some kid,
What? I didn't see that coming at all!
who is clearly the same voice actor as Rin.
Yes. Yes.
So we don't want to kill the kid, we just need to remove them from this place to stop the egg absorbing and it should be okay. Endir is actually their name, and they say they created the Gate Master to summon knights to actually destroy the world for them to stop the egg absorbing. That was the only way they could think of saving everyone.
It's true that I was having fun in India at first, but that doesn't mean that I forgot about my family back home.
What? Man, you never even once mentioned your family back home. You only started to hate this place once the cave woman started that marriage proposal. Rin, I swear, be careful of Hyoma and commitment.
I'm sick of this melancholic drama. Let's kick the egg's butt and make it a happy ending.
I have to admit that I did have fun here because of you. So we'll think of something to get you out of here too, India.
Are you sure?
Let's do it. Rin, come with me.
Yes!
Man, she sure loves saying that. And Endia is like, I want to live! So you still gotta fight them, but they have no real weaknesses. So you gotta fight the minion first to help whittle down the team attacks. And even then, it takes 30 minutes, but I win. Wait, no! I was so locked into doing this healing attack rhythm for half an hour, I forgot that the guide said, if you kill Endia when the sun is gone in the top right, you know that mechanic I forgot about, you can recruit them! No! I ain't doing all that again! Like seriously, if I didn't have access to 2x speed, that would have been 1 hour of full fighting. I cannot stress how long these fights are. And even with Hyoma being 10 levels higher, he still can get one shot. So we cut the kid out and run back to base.
He's crying!
What? Why? What for?
Hyoma, you really don't know what to do with tears, do you?
I told you, if you need anything from him, just fake a cry.
What kind of advice is that? What should we do? Kid, stop crying. You're safe now. Be happy. Why are you crying harder?
Is the gate open already?
No, something is coming out.
What are these? It's us coming out.
So yep, now you got 3 fights against the main character's mimics who use similar moves. But this is where the illness powder prevails. But not even that, as you have the paralyzed powder, where you can make the enemy frozen so you do it on one mimic while you wail on the other. Seriously, these items are so broken for this game and probably would have made the earlier game easier too. It's just insane because you can chuck these out after your attack, so you're not wasting a turn trying to sicken the enemies. And so it copies Rin and Hyoma, with Rin getting jealous. And once again, another fight where revival magic saved me from another defeat. So now we got one final fight against the egg, where there's no voice acting in the final stage. Yep, this is peak Chaos Wars. You get voice acting the whole game and nothing in the final boss, as you're in this void, and that's what you gotta fight. And to be fair, it's not the hardest thing. You just spread out your team to not all get hit by the team attacks. Keep healing and whacking him with ailment, because yes, the final boss is also weak to illness powder. I don't know who coded this in. He can catch a cold. Okay. And we win with still no voice acting. And the portal opens up and everyone says their final goodbyes, which is like one line of dialogue. That's not voice acted. And they return to their home world as we go home. And the game ends, showing the credits and that family of voice actors. Yep, they're all there. And then the game thanks me. Oh yeah. But you get a post-credit scenes as Endia and Rin are with you in the real world, and Hyoma's like, well, looks like I'll have some splaining to do to my parents.
Rin, his mom is the most ferocious woman you'll ever see on Earth. She's like an Amazon.
Shut up.
Hyoma!
What? You don't have to yell.
I just realized that this world is huge. I can't even see the ocean from here.
And the game ends with the text saying, the boys. The boys? And New Game Plus just restarts the whole game, no carrying over the skills, but you carry over the dictionary record. So that's how you can grind getting all those pictures of the characters. And that's Chaos Wars. Easily one of the worst voice acted games you'll ever play, and hopefully now you will go easier on other games' dubs, because there is no way any of them are as bad and as hilarious as this one. And for that, it's so memorable. And like, there's even more to this nightmare of a story, because some few years ago, on a throwaway account, someone came onto Reddit and it was like, okay, I did the translation for this game. And it seems legit, but they could tell that this was a mess because the person who hired them for the translation wanted it done in such a short amount of time. And they didn't know any of the context of the lines, and they didn't play any of the games like Shadow Hearts to know that Uru's name was in English. And that explains so many things, like how Tengayo just appears where no one knows still what it means. O3 legit just hired some freelancer who was paid to do this as quick as possible and not given any clues on the meaning, because the translator was also assured that this translation, the rough translation that they were paid for in a short amount of time, that O3 was then going to further clean it up for the full game release. But I guess what turns out, this is all speculation by the way, is that they just used that rough translation and voiced over those lines with no context, just to save cost. And I mean, if they went the normal route and translated the game, they paid proper voice actors, well, we wouldn't have one of the most infamous games in history. This would just be some forgotten PS2 crossover game in some Wikipedia. When you're playing Shadow Hearts, you go, oh wow, Shadow Hearts was in a crossover game, Dan, that's cool, and you just keep scrolling your feed. Yet because of this, Chaos Wars is now infamous. But I'm not saying that all games should do this to reach this level of notoriety, but you can't just help feel by how with these circumstances, it actually helped this game get more fans than it had any right to getting, because it really just is an okay game with some frustrating JRPG-ness, and the only reason you keep pushing on is to hear the absurd voice acting that will come out of these characters' mouths. So, Chaos Wars is a once-in-a-lifetime game where publishers grabbed hold of whatever game they could from Japan to bring it over, change up as much as they could to try and sell it and rake in those big bucks, with the CEO of this game flying a bit too close to that India sun. Where, okay, if you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe he wanted to release the game without a dub, because you know it does have the Japanese option, but then Sony's policy demanded it, and so something had to be done to make some money, in cutting costs by hiring his own family to fill out those roles. But even then, the confusing translation, the no voice direction to non-family members, like some of these voice actors are okay at their roles, like Kiyoma, Rin, and Okita, but you can clearly tell they were not given any context of the lines. Like what was said before, they didn't know any of that. Like when they see this thing in cap blocks, they are yelling no matter the context.
Kiyoma!
And my god, even without that, the game is such a weird mess. It's a crossover of super niche games on the PlayStation 2. These other games, they barely succeeded or never came to the West. Like, why did Idea Factory even make this? And only a true fan, or someone who knows Japanese, and bought a limited edition behind the scenes could answer to this. But even then, the game still has those weird Idea Factory difficulty spikes, where you have battles taking 30 minutes at 2x speed, and I'm still skipping all the animations. Fights where you need to use powders to poison the enemies, as they're gonna keep healing over time, making the fights drag out even more. There is really no need for this red bar mechanic other than to extend the playtime. Then you got the randomness of what moves you can learn, the damage you do, how hard it is to evenly level up your team, and then you're whacked in this main story where you gotta use 2 random bozos you never have seen, and they're 30 levels under you, and then they die and waste your slot. And then you got the same gameplay throughout the whole game. It does not change in 30 hours of this. And trust me, with that one how long to guy beat who says it's 70 hours, I can believe him. Because this was on double speed, so if you played this game on the original PS2, I don't know how you survived. This is such a frustrating game, one of the most I've ever had to play. And yet, despite that, the pain I suffered, I physically had numerous nights of headaches playing this with characters from franchises I didn't know anything about, the absurd voice acting. I think I love Chaos Wars.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, please stop it.
You can't say stuff like that. You could ruin your reputation.
And that's it for me. Thank you for sticking around for this crazy dive at the worst voice acted game in history. Don't anyone ever tell you a game's voice acting is bad in the future. Just show them this game. And I'm so glad I got to make a video on it. And if you enjoyed it, I would appreciate a sub and a like on the video. And I have plenty more deep dives into games I fancy. You can follow me on Twitter for video updates and the odd meme. And until then, I shall see you all on the next video.